10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think Serrano won it.
Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano.
And thanks to those showing us live and those who have joined us on the archive, D style. Here we're joined by the one and the only Christine from In the Ring with Christine. Catch our show, Women Crushing on Wednesday, every, let me guess, Wednesday? Right? There's other shows as well. All right, so subscribe to our channel and all that good stuff. So much to touch on when it comes to this weekend. But we're going to focus this weekend on, some news, but particularly with women's boxing. And of course, dare I say, the biggest fight card in women's boxing history.
You may dare to say that, because yes,
dare I absolutely. Say it? You triple dog dare me to say it. I'll say it again.
Dog dare you, but you speak in truth.
The best all women's fight card I have ever in my life seen. This is a great card.
Facts.
And I am very impressed. So many title matches. So many, we got trilogies. We got undisputed, title matches. We got everything from up and comers, veterans, and all in between. And man, oh man, so much to talk about. So with that said, shout out to Eric Gomez in the chat. How's it going? Christine, we're going to talk about the fight because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the fight card. But first, there was news that O'Connell will be fighting this girl called Toth. I don't know a lot about her opponent, to be honest with you.
I don't either, yeah.
But it is it's the opponent that we're able to get. It'll be on an Ace promotion card. It is the headliner. And women's boxing came along with their headline.
So is she Australian too?
She is Australian, from what I researched.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This will be in Queensland, Australia, Saturday on the 9th. That's the 8th for us. So
I have to say, right now, currently, Shannon is the only Australian boxer that I'll be going for a minute. Just saying.
Man, what's going on with you in Australia?
At least until after July. After July 11th. But yeah, I'm rooting for you, Shannon.
All right, so she'll be back here, and of course, this seems to be just a fight to stay busy, but you can't take anybody lightly. So obviously,
never do that. Yeah,
and so that'll be a fight to look forward to. The last time she was in the ring, she beat Princess Jazz. Princess Jasmine.
The princess was dethroned by the queen.
Princess Jasmine actually turned down the rematch. Did you know that?
Oh, did she?
Yeah. She was offered the rematch. They didn't want to take it.
Okay.
She kept screaming about wanting
the little girl got spanked.
I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. They say women are more blunt than men sometimes. But hey, so just that's just on the news right there, and looks like this fight will be at 122 pounds. This girl's actually coming down from, I believe, she's fought as high as 130. She's a big girl.
Okay.
The meeting there. So Shannon does want to campaign at 118 pounds. So
nice. I like it. I think Sky just fought. Some people said 122, and I think it was 118 actually, though.
No, it was 122.
Was it 122? Yeah. Okay. I heard both.
Yeah. So speaking of Sky, she got a stoppage win. I mean, everybody hyped up about it. I mean, we got to put it in context. Look, a stoppage is a stoppage, but I mean,
absolutely.
The opponent, it wasn't exactly like the second coming of Tierra Brown.
Absolutely not.
But
You know what? It was very smart. It was very
mm,
smart. Her team, was very smart to get this girl. She needed the confidence. She needed the win after a devastating loss. So, I mean, that's what you do. You have to rebuild your fighter.
got to rebuild the fighter. So
Absolutely.
I do wonder. It looked like anyway. She made 122 pounds comfortably. It didn't look like she was struggling. I mean, I don't know internally how
No.
she's doing, but
Yeah.
boy, her plan's changed completely. I mean, she went from I'm gonna conquer Tara Brown and 126 and move up and conquer to all of a sudden like she moved down in weight class.
Right,
So
right. Right, she did.
everything
And
changed.
but I did hear, like I saw an interview, I saw a clip
Mm,
where, she still wants the rematch, which I think is fabulous. Good.
sure, I'm all for it. Actually, why
I'm
not?
definitely all for it.
But that'll have to be 126 pounds. Or currently,
Absolutely. Why there's no reason why Tiara would do anything differently but stay the champion and she comes to her.
yeah, and boy, has everything changed. Shout out to Tara Brown. Like I haven't really had a chance
Yes.
to really
Shout
talk
out to my girl Tiara Brown. And I have to say I'm so happy because Tiara will be in New York too, to
New
be
York.
ringside at the biggest
Okay,
all female woman card in history. And
she
I
belongs.
would have loved to see her on the card. Not sure what's going on, but I'm sure that we'll hear something soon. But
Yeah, she should have been on the card, 100%.
absolutely. I mean, all the other champs are. She should have definitely been on the card as well.
I mean, look, I don't know how the entire landscape is currently 126 pounds, but she's the queen of that weight class right now.
Queen,
And
queen.
if Sky wants to run it back, Sky is her best challenge at that weight class right now. So
Yeah,
like, but I think she easily becomes undisputed in that weight class. If all she needs is the opportunity, like, and if,
absolutely.
and if she's with MVP, those opportunities will come.
Yeah, and I'm not like, forgive me for not doing all my homework on all the different weight classes on the girls that are on this MVP card. I mean, I know a few of them, but as far as the 126 category, I'm not sure who's there.
Mm.
But it's going to be very interesting to see who's there and who wins, and then Tiara sitting there, taking notes.
Yeah. Speaking of women, and not to go back to the Australian thing, but I like to see Shotgun Shannon O'Connell sign with MVP. Quite frankly.
The thing is that she has proven herself time and time again. And unfortunately, in the very beginning, MVP wasn't around. Well, they're around now,
Mm.
and they've seen what she's done. A lot of people try to count Shannon out. Oh, she's too old. She's too this. She's too that. Then she spanked the princess. So there's no reason why she shouldn't be there. And this hopefully is going to skyrocket her, even though we don't know who the opponent is. I don't know you. I'm sorry. I don't know who she is or her skill set, but she's going to be able to show her skill set. Shannon is, and catch the eyes of MVP because honestly, MVP is the way to go. They're doing amazing things for women, and I love it.
100%. And once again, that fight will be on the 9th. It is in Australia. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be available stateside. It's just the way it is with a lot of Australian cards because of the
Hmm.
time difference and all that. And but I'm sure at the same time we're boxing fans, we find all the streams, right? So that's
Absolutely,
what
and
it.
I'm sure that you'll have it and you'll send it to me.
I mean, maybe I'm just keep it to myself and be the only American to witness the fight,
No,
right?
you find a way of finding these streams. So let me know. Let me know.
Right. So let's look. This card is off the rails, right? And forgive me for bringing this up, but I mean you're part of it. So
Yeah,
uh,
Eric
kick,
Eric Gomez just says, has Christine had any dealings with MVP? Absolutely,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Look, a lot of people like don't know that you're Metcalf's trainer, like for some
Yeah, a lot of
reason.
people don't know, and that's okay. You know,
Mhm.
it's good. It's okay because me, I'm very humble. I just do things, and if people want to find out about me, I mean, they can go to Chat GBT and put my name in there. But
Right.
it's funny.
Grok, think about Grok.
Yeah, exact or grok. I'm told to go to the kitchen and cook something or wash some dishes, and I do that too. But my main passion is coaching fabulous females and males, and right now at the moment, being able to
We're,
coach the IBF World Champion Shredda Metcalf. So definitely, definitely exciting times for us.
I mean, what about Gemini? Can we ask Gemini? That is Gemini, who you are? Like I'm asking Gemini right now from Google.
Oh my God. See, the thing is, there's so many search
Christine
engines.
Lopez is a prominent figure in the boxing world, primarily known for extensive coaching career and her involvement with USA Boxing. Here's a summary of her roles and achievements.
Mm.
Boxing coach. She's in you are a coach and served as an assistant or head coach for the Texan Golden Gloves team. USA Boxing coach. Christine Lopez has been a volunteer coach for Team USA Boxing in Colorado Springs and has traveled in numerous international tournaments and multi international camps for the USA Boxing's elite national team, including I don't know how to pronounce that. Stranja tournament. I don't know what that
Oh,
is.
Stranja, yeah. In Bulgaria,
Okay.
yes.
Got Nicaragua, Bulgaria, American Games qualifier, AIBA Women World Championships. You're a gym owner. You open your own gym, the Texas Select Boxing Club. In
Oh,
2007, under her guidance, boxers of her gym have won national titles. Boxing analysis and interviewer. Christine hosts a podcast show called In the Ring with Christine and Women Crushing It Wednesday, where she interviews boxers ranging from Olympians, professional, amateurs, and their coaches, and world champions such as Terrence Crawford. Right. She provides analysis on boxing news and events. She's a trainer and trained notable boxers, including world champion Sharita Metcalf. Well, there you
oh,
go.
wow.
Gemini knows who you are. Look at that.
Everything in a nutshell. I love it. You know, it's so funny because I was like trying to find Ask Jeeves. Remember Ask Jeeves back in the day? I was like, where it happened to Ask Jeeves? No, but no, it's
Right.
great. Um, it's okay. I don't mind. I kind of like, just being just sliding under the radar at times because I'm able to go places and do things. And I haven't had any memes made about me yet. Woo, see,
Mm,
so once you have the memes made, you know that you have made it. So it's like I'm good having no memes. I'm good just doing what I do. It's all good.
okay. So, shout out to Bruce Goss, Remy joking in the chat.
Yes.
We got writing Yogi in the building as well. Shout out
Oh,
to you.
hugs, Yogi,
Um,
Remy.
so So everybody gets kisses except these style. I don't get any. Like you know what I mean? I just got like a scoff. Like, okay, are we ready to go or what? Like But look, we are currently. This is on Friday, right on the 11th.
Yes.
Madison Square Garden,
Yes.
Netflix.
The big room.
It's in the
Ah!
big
We've
room,
been in the little room before, and now we're
but
in
it's
the
in the
big
big
room.
room. It's in the big room in the garden, and it's also in the biggest streaming platform in the world, Netflix.
Absolutely.
Right
God is
on
good.
top of that.
Yes,
So
sir.
look, obviously, we know the answer. You believe you're going to win, Jordan Metcalf all day, every
Yeah.
day. So I don't want to really touch too much on that because we kind of know what you're going to say. However, what I want to ask you is like, have you had a chance to take it all in, right? Like to live in that moment and just take it all in, especially
God.
this coming week. Like, have you had a moment to just kind of just take it all, like it's going to happen? This is an
You
undisputed.
know what, D-Style? I have to say that nobody has asked me that. That is like the best question ever.
Mhm.
Like, pat yourself on the back, seriously, because nobody has asked me that. No, because the thing is this. Maybe tomorrow, maybe when I'm at the airport, I don't know, or maybe when I land in New York. The thing is this. When you do what you love, when you have a passion, you're just doing what you love every day, and beautiful things like this come up, and it's like these are things that you dream about, that you fantasize about, that when you're sitting at home and you see somebody else on the big screen, you're like, one day that's going to be me, or one day we're going to do that, or whatever. But no, it has, but it has not totally hit me yet. I
Mhm.
think when I get to the airport and I see my girl at the airport and we get on that plane and we take off, everything's going to hit us, and then when all the festivities starts, the media workout, the media stuff and everything, but it's such a I don't know, testimony to hard work and prayer. They say that, yes, I'm a little quirky, crazy girl, but I love God. And I know that without hard work and prayer hand in hand, there's not a good end. You can't just have one or the other. You have to have both. And I'm a firm believer of that, and so is Chicken, and the whole team is. So no, it has not quite hit me yet. That is like the best question. That is the best question ever. Absolutely.
Well, because you do have, like, we all think about obviously the past, right, and we
Yes.
reflect on it, and a
Yes.
lot of us think about the future,
Yeah,
right, and
absolutely. Sure.
a lot of times we get so obsessed with the future that we don't live in the moment. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes. You're right.
And I think, like, there has to be, like, at some point it's gonna have to hit you like, holy shit, this is happening.
Yeah, and to that point, I think that is why it hasn't quite hit me yet because I'm older, so I've learned over the years that you have to live in the moment. I mean, life is very short,
Mhm.
and things can be taken away in an instant. So I really do live in each moment. I really do. Like I appreciate every moment of my life. I appreciate the heart, the grind, the sacrifices. I appreciate when I've fallen and gotten back up. So I appreciate everything. And Chicken, after this fight, she's going to have such a tale to tell. The people
Mhm.
close to her know what she's been going through and some things, but she's definitely stayed in the moment as well, taking 1 second at a time. So this has been an amazing journey, and I just cannot wait to celebrate even more.
Eric Gomez says God is king.
Amen.
And a
Amen.
chicken for the win, says
Yes,
Yogi. I'm so
ma'am.
excited for you too,
Thank you
Christine.
so much. You know what's really crazy is that people will tell me things like, okay, so Chicken is the first ever like female world champion. And then people are like, and you are the first ever world champion coach, female coach from Dallas. And I'm just like DFW. And I'm just like, I don't really comprehend that sometimes
Mm.
because I just do my job that I love so much. And then when people say that, I'm just like, oh wow, yeah, shit, you're right. That's amazing.
Do you think back, like, I'm sure, how many years have you been working with chicken?
So my husband and I were talking about that last night because it's longer than I thought. I've originally said like 3 years, but it's been longer. It's probably been because we did some smaller fights with her. My best friend will have passed away. It'll be in July. It'll be 3 years. And it was a year or two before she passed away. And she had been telling her, you need to go with Coach Christine and Coach Haciel. And then she
Mm.
did. So I want to say loosely 5 years. But we've really, really been like really grinding together because, it takes a while to like say, okay, is this really what I want to do? Are these the right people for me? Whatever. Really hardcore 3 years, 4 years. But I've known her for many years, many,
Mm.
many years. But we love each other. The chemistry is great. We're definitely family.
I get to know a lot of, being involved in, obviously, I started on YouTube like back in 2008,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been covering the sport of boxing for so long that I get to know a lot of people in the boxing industry, and I
Yes.
get to know a lot of boxers, right?
Yes. Yes.
And people would be surprised how many boxers give up on their dreams, not because they don't have the ability,
Mm-hmm.
not because they don't have the will to do it, but because the opportunities just don't come, right?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
feels like, what am I doing here? Am I just wasting my time? I'm not even getting the opportunity. I'm not even getting
Yes.
a pathway to get there.
Yes.
And many just end up just giving up because they have a livelihood to take care of, a family to take care of. They just
Yeah.
don't, they can't just wait around and hope. Was there moments like that with you and Chicken where maybe
Yeah,
early on you thought about it?
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there were many opportunities because I mean, let's face it, she started out underground club fighting, and people were like, "Oh, she's
At
good
the
in the
club?
club." What'd you say?
Club? Like,
In the
like, like,
club, yeah, and the
yeah.
strip clubs underground, and people throwing money in the ring, and she was beating up people that were way heavier than her and smaller than her, and people were like, I mean, she's good in the club, but she never really make it. And she had even, and I definitely won't mention any names, but she had approached, very notable coaches that were at the time at the top of their game with world champions, and they turned her away like, yesterday's leftovers. Um, But one thing about us is that we never turn anybody away. We don't, because if you give them a little love and care, and they are just as devoted as you are, then things can happen. I had a conversation with actually my son today, and he was saying, like, I don't know if going to Team USA is always the right way. There's so many champions, David Benavides, and then what's his name, that just won with a knockout, Brian Norman Jr. They weren't
Yeah.
in their system, and I said that's very true. I said, but the thing is this: it is very hard for a lot of boxers and so many coaches and boxers, because first of all, you need money to be able to go to tournaments. You need relationships, and you need people that you know and that you trust that can help you get to where you need to be. So you do have to put the time in. You do have to put the effort in. And a lot of these huge promotional companies, they don't necessarily go to the Olympics, but they go to international tournaments, like it said on whatever it was you said in Bulgaria. I saw so many scouts there looking for boxers to sign.
Mm.
So it's not impossible to go pro without going through Team USA or having an amateur background. It's not, because it is who you know and who can help you. But I don't want to say it's easier, but you need a lot of eyes on you. And Chicken didn't have that. Chicken did not have the eyes on her.
Mhm.
So she had to work extra, extra hard and beat people that were ranked. And that was our goal when we got with her, to start going after girls that are already ranked. That was our goal. And
And
to be B-side and to take a chance.
and the interesting thing is that these fights in the club, um, this was without any training.
No
It's not like
training.
nothing like that. So, well, I get it. Maybe it wasn't high level fighting. I think we could
Right,
all get that. However, that's not the point. The point is, how many women can you just throw in there to fight people,
right,
right?
right.
And like almost like love doing it and enjoy
Yeah,
doing it, and because there are people in this world, and there's many of them in boxing, obviously, that are born to fight. It's just
absolutely.
it's in them to do it. Like before anyone even teaches them how to fight,
It's in
they,
them.
it's already in them to do it, and that's
Yeah.
something she already has. Is that something you notice in her, like
Oh,
when you first started
absolutely.
training her?
Absolutely. I mean, the girl is a hustler. She is a business owner, a house owner. She owns her car. She's a single mother. She has known since the beginning of her life, I'm sure, that she had to fight to get the things that she wanted. And that's the thing about boxers and some of us crazy boxing people, is that we know, and she knows, that you have to fight for everything and you have to jump hurdles, and especially being a female. And I hate to always like harp on that, but it is harder for females,
Mm.
not only in the ring, but even coaches, announcers, commentators, judges, cut women. We do have to jump extra hurdles, but the thing is, the fight is inside. It doesn't make it easier, but it's a driving force.
Mm. Now, when I look at all these women, because they all have their own stories, right? Like,
Absolutely.
and it seems like it's like this collision course of these stories coming together, and there's so much at stake, so much on the line,
Hmm.
and while look, everyone on that card is a competitor, they all want to win. I get it, right?
Yes.
But I
Yes.
do want to say that every woman on this card is already a winner. Like it,
Absolutely.
the fact that they made it to this card here to
Yes.
represent and do something that for many years we're told no one's going to watch,
Yes.
nobody's interested, like who
Yes.
cares,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you still have people today almost rooting for this event to fail. Like
Oh,
it's just
absolutely.
crazy to me, right?
It is
But
crazy.
how do you feel about that?
It's so funny to me, because you're very right. We heard so much, even in Chicken's career, like, nobody's paying for women's boxing. Nobody's gonna put her on anything. We have to keep fighting the same Mio, and we were gonna fight her a third time in October. Nobody cares about it. Nobody wants to see it. And we knew that that was not true. We knew that that was not true. And thank God we got away from that situation to where we're at now. Women's boxing, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but the thing is this, you look at all these women, right? You look at all these women, they work just as hard, if not harder, than some of these men. Why should they not be able to do the same things that their male counterparts are doing? I don't get it. It does, and in all of these, sorry for that. I'm in my
Yeah.
Alexis's room and her phone's ringing. But and also every single one of these
That's
women,
another Australian you're going for, by the way. You're rooting for her, right? Like that's
yeah,
the other. Okay, well, so
always.
well, Shannon's not the only one. You're also rooting
No,
for
no, no, but
Alexis.
she's not pro yet. I'm
Or
always
oh,
gonna be for my
pro.
girl
Just
Alexis.
oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
But I was gonna say every single one of these women, the people that they're fighting, they are true challenges. It is 50-50 in every single bout. There's no lopsided bouts. In men's boxing, and I love men's boxing, sometimes we'll see the lopsided bouts,
Yeah.
but this card right here, there is not one lopsided bout.
And let's be honest, in the women's, they're not breaking records. Like they're breaking other records. They're not breaking the wrong records. They're not breaking the records for less amount of punches thrown, less amount of
No.
punches landed, while doing 12 rounds. By the way, let's just be honest. Most of the boring fights have come from men. It's just the truth. Like, so people want to say it because they win. Like what? They're like they always bring it, right? Like half of the time they're saving the shows. Like you know what I mean? Like it's I don't know how else to put it. And
I
here
mean,
it is. I
let's
mean,
face it, women are feisty. We don't like to
just a
lose.
bit, right? Just a
I mean,
bit.
a bit. We are going to, we can't say balls to the wall, but we can say
Like, you got a little feisty with Princess Jasmine a little bit ago. You know, it
I
is what it
mean,
is.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I am feisty. All women are feisty.
Yeah.
It's one of our superpowers. We're not giving up. We're not
Let's
quitting.
let's talk about some of these fights.
Yes,
So
let's.
one, Alicia Baumgartner, she'll be fighting Jennifer Miranda.
Yes.
This is for Baumgartner's titles. I believe she still has all of them. That's a different topic. I don't want to dive into that.
Yeah.
But what can you tell us, if anything? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know a lot about Jennifer Miranda.
So I know Jennifer. She's from Spain. I know her because Chicken has sparred her before. So she was on TCL, and I forget what team. I'm sorry, Jennifer, but she came and we sparred her. It was really good. It was really good sparring. But I just feel like Alicia has more skills and more grit. Like she's a little, you need to be a little mean in the ring. You have to, and feistiness. And I just feel like Alicia has that, and that she's going to win. And she shouldn't. It's going to be a very competitive match, but I do believe that Alicia is going to come out with her hand raised. I don't think she's going to stop her, unless Derek has given her something that she's going to use that we haven't seen before. But I do feel like it's going to go to decision. I do feel like Alicia is going to win by a landslide.
Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing Alicia back in the ring. I mean, she was looking good in her last fight, but I think it was like a no contest due to a headbutt or something. So I kind of want to see how she looks in a full
Yeah,
competitive fight
yeah,
and kind of
exactly.
see.
Yeah.
And I do want to see Miranda kind of push her a little bit. Like Baumgartner's been very inactive, so
Yes,
that's gonna be an interesting
yes.
fight.
I think she will enough. I believe she is a little bit taller and longer, so I believe she's gonna probably try to keep Alicia on the outside, and Alicia's gonna have to get in there and work the body and break her down little by little.
Look, Shanta Cameron's on the card. She'll be fighting Jessica Kamara at the
Yeah.
10-round fight for the WBC Women's Interim Junior Welterweight title. So
Hmm.
that's interesting. That
Hmm.
there's an interim belt, but okay. But the one I'm looking forward to here is Savannah Marshall against Shadisha Green.
Yeah, that's
But
a good
Green had
one.
a lot of backing behind her, and then it was
Yeah.
just stalled completely last
Yeah, I
year.
know.
And so, but here's her big opportunity. If she gets a win over Marshall, boy, will she like that. We're back to talking about a fight with like Carissa Shields,
I
right?
know. So
But this is a hell of a fight. But I do think Marshall wins.
yeah, this is I really, really want to see Shadesha Green win. Like I do. Not that I don't like Savannah. The thing is, like Shadesha, she has gone through it. And like you said, she's got a lot of backing. She's got a lot of people. I just don't want her to feel like she's carrying everybody on her back, like all these people that are rooting for her or that are backing her. It's a lot of pressure. And I'm just hoping that she knows how to deal with that pressure mentally, because Savannah Marshall is going to bring it, because she also has a lot to lose. She has to win. They both have to win. So I'm very curious to see who's going to come out on top. I mean, I have an idea, but I'm really, really, really rooting for Shadeja. I really am.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough fight for her to win.
It is. It is.
Savannah Marshall is no easy fight for anybody.
I
So,
know. I
um,
know.
and
That
she's still the toughest fight that Shields has ever had.
absolutely. I agree.
So now Sadisha, I mean, she does have power, so she may be able to. Who knows? Maybe it'll affect Marshall in ways that she's not used to.
Right.
We'll see, but I don't know, man. I think Marshall should. I think she'll control this fight and win a decision, like a 8 to
HOD is
2.
so right. Shadesha needs to be mean. She does. It kind of seems like she'll not really talk shit, but like if you're push her, she'll say a little something. But she needs that like,
Mm.
oh, and we've seen Savannah's mean. So
Like
she
you saying,
does.
like she needs to kind of turn it into like a back alley brawl, like
She needs to. Like she needs to make
uh,
it dirty and messy and be like, you know what? You're not taking this from me. Like I'm
mm,
not done here. This is not going to be my last stop.
okay. I mean, if she hasn't turned on that switch, well, why is he suddenly going to switch it on here? I
I
mean,
mean, I'm not saying that she can or can't. I'm just saying
mm.
that sometimes situations trigger something
is
emotionally,
that
mentally, and
is that
hopefully.
something like a trainer can like
No,
bring
look,
out in a
you
fighter?
can't. You cannot train somebody to be mean and be vengeful. You can't. It's in you or it's not.
So let's say that mean streak is in you, right?
Yeah,
But are there fighters that need it kind of ignited, right?
I think
Like
there's
sometimes,
certain
like it's
fighters
kind of
that.
like okay, you got the fire, but you need someone to light the match first, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. There are. I mean, look, I try to be very like mature and respectable on social media, but there's certain people that just pull something out of me, and I'm just like,
I've seen it before. Like I'm it's
I'm just
like
saying, and I'm very sweet and kind, but there's certain people that just really just kind of rub you the wrong way. So hopefully, Savannah Marshall is gonna rub Shadesha Green the wrong way, and we're gonna see a killer. Let's see.
mm. Like in Vegas, I handed Christina beer. She knocked that out of my hand. She was like, "Domestic, domestic." Like, you know, like what do you mean? Like what's going
You're
on right
so
now?
full of
You know what
shit. You're so full of
I mean?
shit.
But I'll leave it up to people that want to believe it or not. I mean, some people say this, some people say that. You know what I mean? But Alice Cotney against Mercado is a hell of a fight.
I was gonna say that one. Yeah, that's a good
This
ass
is a
fight.
great fight, but I
It
will
is.
say Alice Cotney just there's just something extra about her that she has in that ring that Mercado is missing. And I can't even put my finger on it. There's like that mean streak you talk about, that Shadisha Green is like let out.
Yeah,
Like Alice Cotney has that like in her own like classy way, but she does have
yeah,
like that mean streak. You see it in the face off. You see like when she's all business and she's all business in the ring, and then she's all smiles after the fight's over. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
But she does have that about her. Not saying Mikhail doesn't, but they're both like they're both great boxers. They both box good on the outside. They both they're both a little versatile. But I think Scottney just has a little extra and a little more power and a little faster than Mercado, I think, as well. So
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. These matchups are really good. Like their matchmaker, salute to him. Like seriously, the matchmaking is excellent. It really is.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, let us know in the comment what you think. Who you think is going to win these fights? I think Alex Cotney wins that one, but it's look, Mercado is a good boxer, so you never know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
Um,
pretty even for me.
so ESPN.com has not fixed this yet. By the way, I just want to put that out there. Dina Dorsland is not boxing Shirley Metcalf, but
She pregnant, y'all. She pregnant.
yeah, she got pregnant. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Hey, God bless. You know.
Congratulations, Dina.
Yeah, that's right. And here we are. It's going to be against Shanika Johnson. And
Yeah.
uh, I already saw interviews of Chicken address like the change of opponent, different height, different and all that. But um, we know what you're going to say if I ask you who you think's going to win. But instead, like, is this going to be an exciting fight? Let me ask you that.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. This is going to go along with Eric Gomez's question about the best sparring for women in the U.S. So I don't know about the best sparring in the U.S. Because I've experienced a lot of great sparring everywhere. But I will say this: I will say that we have had the very best in Texas for sparring. We had our last sparring session yesterday. I actually need to post all our sparring, our girls that we've sparred with. And, a job of ours is to definitely study film and also to get the height of Sugarniques and the style of Sugarniques, and then to find sparring that matches her. And we have definitely done that. And in Texas, we have some very feisty women, very feisty. And we have had the very best sparring. And when I look back from the very beginning, when we changed our opponents, because we had to change a few sparring partners, but hey, God is good. We had enough time to adjust to yesterday. Chicken is on fire, baby. She is on fire. And obviously, I'm going with my girl. But this is going to be a very exciting fight because we have two very hungry savages that want to take some new
Mhm.
jewelry home.
Well, there you go. Now, HLD thinks I'm joking about classy meanness, but I think it's a real thing. I think somebody can be classy and be
HLD, what
mean.
do you mean? I'm classy and mean. What's up? Right here,
Yeah.
perfect example. Hello.
And shout out to Ramla Ali is actually one of my favorite female
I
fighters. So
love
shout out to her.
her. I love her.
Yeah.
She was one of Tierra Brown's sparring partners to get ready for Sky. I love her. I'm always
Okay.
gonna go for
Yeah.
her. I love her.
Yeah. Shout out to Ramla Ali. I think she'll
Yes.
win this fight, and then I think she'll be back in title contention. Speaking of her, I mean, to be honest with you, like I thought she won that Mercado fight.
Yeah, me too.
And it was close though, so
It
I'm not
was
gonna say
close. It was
robbery but
close. Maybe I'm biased, but it was close.
yeah, I thought she won that fight. But after this win, I think she'll be back into title contention. So
She will.
maybe Ramla Ali versus Sky Nicholson.
Hey, let's do it.
You know what I mean? Why not? Like, you know what I
I'm
mean?
with it. Why not?
Um, let's talk about the big fight. Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano,
Whew.
the trilogy. This is the first trilogy I remember where like it's 2-0 one side and they still
Right.
did it.
Yeah, definitely.
And the reason they did it makes all the sense in the world. First of all,
All the sense in the world.
both fights very exciting,
Very.
and there's a lot of people that don't feel the right person won, right?
Right.
Whether it's the
Right.
first fight, second fight. I feel like I'm in the minority. I feel Taylor won both fights.
You're not in the
Um,
minority. I'm with you.
but it's not crazy to think Serrano won either.
No,
But
it's
they're
not.
close fights. Like third fight, I'm gonna just and I know HLD is gonna get mad. Shout out to
You know
HLD. You know,
it.
but I think this is going to be Katie Taylor's most decisive win of the three. I think this time she clears the air, wins decisively with no questions asked. I think that's
Yeah.
the type of win she's going to have this time.
Same.
Um, I could be wrong. You never know, but
Yeah.
um, Serrano has proven to have the ability to hurt Taylor, so you never know.
Absolutely.
But I just think this time Taylor's going to put it all together. I think she got caught very early in the first fight, kind of
Hmm.
unexpected, and then in the
Yeah.
middle of the first fight. So
And recovered very well.
yeah, so it's going to be interesting. But I think Taylor puts it to rest this time. And I'm going to be honest with you, I would like to see both girls retire, just retire on top. I think
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. It's like they have done amazing things for women's boxing, and
I
Amanda
tell you what I tell you, he's going to get mad. But go ahead.
and Amanda has gone above and beyond because she got this great opportunity to work with MVP, and she wanted to take a lot of her sisters in boxing with her, and I really commend her for that and appreciate her for that. But I'm with you. I do feel like Katie won both of the first, but it was exciting enough to do it a third time. Do I like it's happening a third time? No, because fights like that really take years off your life. They really do. A lot of people think I exaggerate or it's funny or whatever. I'm just saying that, but it really does. I mean, even when we hear them speaking and everything, they definitely were affected and they both gave each other everything. Something that worries about me about Amanda is her defense is not the best. She does not move her head. She takes punches. Does that mean she's tough? Yeah, she's fucking tough as shit. But it is not the smartest thing to do. And Katie has a little bit more technical style and knows how to move her head and use her defense and her legs better, a little bit better. But whoever wins, I'm okay with. I'm not going to be mad because I love Amanda and I love Katie. And HOD, I love you too, but Katie will not be knocked out. No TKO, no KO. It's not going to happen. It will not happen.
I mean, could it happen? It's boxing, right?
Anything can happen. An elephant could fall from the sky, but she's not going to get TKO'd or KO'd. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. I think she's already landed her best shots on Katie and didn't take her out. Right?
Yeah.
Like the best textbook shot landed, and Katie was still there and recovered quick.
Yes, absolutely. And
could she hurt Katie and have some moments? Yes, but I don't think she's going to stop her.
She's not going to stop her. And I agree with you about you would mind seeing them retire. Riding Yogi said the same thing, that she thinks Katie will retire. I think both can retire, and I think Katie's made enough money, and I think Amanda has so much more to do with MVP and promoting other women. And then she had her first ever amateur all-female card in Puerto Rico. And God willing, I'm taking some girls next year. There's so many things left to do. You don't have to do it in the ring. Like, you have to worry about your health.
Look, I think women's boxing and boxing in general, right? You don't have to just narrow it down to women's boxing, but just the sport of boxing, I think owes a debt to these two women. I mean, what they did to propel women's boxing, and their first fight it's still my favorite fight. I think the first fight was one of the best fights I've ever seen. Right?
Yeah.
The drama behind it was just amazing. And to see how they sold out the Garden, 4 million people on the zone watched it. And then the rematch was also a great fight. Not taking anything away from the rematch. Another amazing fight. And like, I'm telling you right now, I know people that only watched that event because of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah, but they were pleasantly surprised.
But yeah, like the amount of people that I know do not watch boxing and were texting me saying, man, these girls can fight. This is an amazing fight.
Hell yeah, they can fight.
Yeah, and it's just unbelievable. Like, I honestly feel like this rivalry of these two, like there's no losers here. Like,
no loser.
On the books, it's going to be a winner and a loser. And
right.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if there was ever a fight where I hope there's a draw, it's this one. Like,
because then they got to run it back again. No,
they can retire out. Just retire with the draw, and everybody's happy.
No, because no. I disagree with you. No.
Everyone's disgusted with me now because I said I want to see a draw. Like, you know what I mean? But I do think Katie Taylor's going to win. I hope both women bow out and look at what they're leaving behind. They're leaving a whole new generation to carry women's boxing. And I just don't want to see them fight too long. And
me neither. They're still young and they need to live their lives, and they have done such amazing things for women. And there's so many little girls. Like I'm so happy because I've always mostly trained men in boxing. I've had, some national champions, and then of course with Team USA, which I love, and some Olympians. But the thing is that mostly in my local gym, it's mostly boys, and now I'm seeing more and more girls, and I love it. And I'm just like, come on, let's do this, and that's my heart. I love it. I love it. I really do. Eric had a question for me. Christine, what do you think about Holly Holm's return and win? When I first heard that she was returning, I was like thinking, okay, this is a great opportunity for her. We also want Shannon O'Connell to get that call. But I do worry about her age. But she looked fine. She didn't look spectacular, but of course, she hadn't been in the ring for a while, and all respect to her. Hopefully, she's gonna maneuver her career in a smart way where she doesn't get too much damage. But I'm not mad at it.
Right.
I'm not. I just hope she knows when it's time to say goodbye, that she is able to do that again.
For sure, for sure. Look, this is one of those events where I'm gonna sit back and just enjoy it. Just enjoy a good night of boxing.
Yes.
The fight, I'll admit that I have more of a vested interest in is the fight with Chicken. And I hope that she pulls it off. And I just hope that you take it all in. Like, you know what I mean? Just every
Yeah.
moment when you walk into the garden, just to look at it.
Just
You know what I mean?
smell the garden, look
Like,
around. Yes.
like it's just like just like look at it and just think about where you started and where you are now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You know what? Yeah.
Remember the moments when Chicken was told, "Oh, that's just a baby belt," right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
dismissed, right? And
Yes.
now here she is fighting for undisputed. You know what I mean? Like
Yes. By
this.
an OnlyFans star. She was told that.
Well, it was her manager, who's a dickhead, by the way. But it is what it is. Um, Shout out to Sutter Kane in the building. How's it going, brother?
Shout out to
Um,
everybody. Thank you. No, you know what? You're right, though. It's like I'm a Cancer, so I'm very emotional. But things like that really touch me and really get to me. I love to see people winning. I love to see Chicken winning. Like I said, honest to God, like nobody ever. Damn, I better not fucking get emotional here. Nobody ever thought she would get to where she is. And
mhm.
so I love this for her. I absolutely love this for her. Um, so yeah, it's huge. So I think the thing about me is that, like you say, have you taken it all in? I think that I take it in through the eyes of someone looking at someone else. Like I'm looking at Chicken and I'm seeing everything that she's receiving and everything that people are saying about her and how she's loved. And for me, that is so amazing to me. So for myself, I'm not looking at it, but for her, I'm just like, wow, fuck yeah, girl. Hell yeah. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And look, it wasn't an easy road to get here. I think her win over
Absolutely not.
Melissa Parker is very underrated. Just because people didn't watch it, and just because the fight wasn't some field or something
Hey, that girl can punch, honey.
yeah, like that. That's a very underrated win. I mean,
Very underrated. Nobody believed that she was going to beat Melissa Parker. We were right there with her
yeah.
manager and all her team. I was overseas, but my son was there with one other friend. They were the only two rooting for Chicken, and man, they were getting cussed out, whatever, and boom. Alexander, you are tardy to the party. You're gonna have to do your homework and run it back to find out who Chicken is. Just saying.
So, Mio Yoshida, obviously, you had to, beat her not once but twice, right?
It was about to
Um,
be a third time for what?
and then, of course, I mean, dealing like having to beat opponents is tough enough as it is, right? But just the politics and everything that comes with it, and in my opinion, even though it all worked out in the end, but um, uh, Chicken, who's Sherita Metcalf, by the way, for those late to the party,
Sharetta
is
Metcalf, guys. Sharetta Metcalf.
she
She is
like
fighting Sugar Neeks.
being kept on the shelf for that long, it just
Yeah.
unnecessarily,
It's
and
it's all it's all business. It's all part of it. It's all
but
part of it.
hey, it's like that saying, "How do you like me now?" You know what I mean?
How do you
So
like me now, baby?
how
And
do
this
you
is
like
the
me
thing.
now?
The iconic living legend, Jim Lampley, said he will be watching that night. He will put his hand on the TV and he's going to send us nothing but positive vibes
Man,
and energy. You doesn't get much better than that, my
hmm
dear. It doesn't.
man. Well, from the underground to the to the garden. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
This is like a movie. They got to make a movie about her
It
one
is
day.
a movie. It is a movie.
That's the one fight where I'm really rooting for somebody. Of course, I'm rooting for Katie Taylor. I've always been a fan of Katie, and
Yeah,
Ramla Ali, big fan of hers as well. But all the other fights, I'm kind of just gonna watch them and enjoy
absolutely.
them, and so I feel about it. But
Pop the
man,
import, not the domestic, that night. It's a
that's
special
right.
night.
That's right. Don't knock that out of my hand. You know what I mean? Don't knock that. Everybody turned around at the NGM like, what?
He's so full of it. So full
And
of
then
it.
they started telling me, really? You're a domestic? What's the matter with you? Like,
I know,
what do you mean?
right? Does he not know who I am?
You know? Really quick, Christine,
Yes.
I'm going to do a whole show about it tomorrow, but Cepeda against Shakur, who's got it?
Shakur.
Shakur, okay.
Shakur. And the funny thing is, I mean, I know Uncle Turk already has his agenda. He's
Okay.
not
What about Shiraz and Berlanga?
Berlanga. Okay, so look, this is the thing. Shiraz is Uncle Turk's guy. We've already seen him in the field of play, moving
Mm,
things around, talking to people, this and that. So if Shiraz wins, I hope he wins because he truly won.
mm.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to go for Berlanga. I'm just saying. Because of that. And I want to see him win. I thought he did. A lot of people criticizing me. Oh, you're giving him props because he lasted and didn't get knocked out, against Canelo. I thought he did good against Canelo. It's Canelo. I want to see him win. So I'm gonna go for Berlanga.
I just think Shakur has hand problems, and
He does, and I hope that somebody's wrapping his hands well.
against a volume guy, that
Yes.
could
No, you
be a
know what? It is
problem.
boxing.
Like it could be a
But but
problem.
but
That's all I'm
I,
gonna
I really
say.
feel I really feel like Shakur is going to win, and he really has something to prove, and I want to see him win. I think he will, and I'm not taking anything away from Zepeda. Zepeda is a badass, and yes,
Can
volume
Shakur
puncher.
stop? Can he stop Cepeda?
I did not say he would stop him. I
No,
think
I'm not saying he will. I'm saying can he?
I mean, I think anybody can stop anybody. It's about the volume of punches. Even if you don't have that one shot punch power, shots add up. You keep touching the same place over and over again, somebody's going down.
I just think. Look, people could think I'm crazy. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight for Shakur.
Yeah, definitely not
Look,
easy.
Zepeda's not gonna stop. He
He's
doesn't
not
get
going to
tired.
stop. He's like a
Um,
machine gun.
but my thing is though, right? If I see Shakur very early sneaking in some really good body shots on Zepeda that maybe Zepeda isn't feeling from the very start, right? That we
Yeah.
could see Zepeda slow down for the first time, but he's gonna have to
That's
slow
my
him down.
thought. My thought is that Shakur is going to box him very well. He knows that everybody's criticizing and wanting the stupid ass rule, the no running rule, when there have only been like two or three people that we can really name that have run in all the history of boxing. And so he's
Devin
going to
Haney.
have to like sit in the pocket for a second and then get back out and box him again. And I really feel like he's going to win, and he's going to show us a little bit a versatile talent that night.
Well, we will see. I think this is a fight where like he needs to stand his ground at some point, and show Zepeda that like sting him enough where Zepeda needs to respect his power. He doesn't have to
Yeah,
stop him, but he's going to have to at some point
at
exert
least
his.
respect exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be a wash either way. But it's a good
But
fight. It's a good fight. I hope to be
if
there.
Shakur breaks his hand, if he breaks his hand, he's in trouble.
Well,
He'll
I
be in
just pray to
trouble. If he
God.
breaks his
I pray to
hand.
God. I've talked about it before. I just pray to God that whoever's been wrapping his hands wraps it better, or they have
Is it
somebody else.
that,
I'm
or
not
his
going to
hand
blame the
just?
person. I'm not going to blame the person that wraps her hand, but his hand. But I really have to say, let's see what's going on there.
Because Christine, some people just have brittle hands. So I just think he has brittle hands.
Sure, and that's a possibility too, but I don't know if he is or not. He
Sometimes the
does
way he
not.
throws a hook, though, I could kind of see why he kind of injures his hand sometimes. So maybe he
Well,
needs to clean that up
it
himself.
depends on where it lands too. Absolutely, and sure, yeah, but
As far as Berlanga, look, I think Shiraz is going to be Berlanga.
you do. He's talented. I'm not taking anything away from him. I thought it
Did you
was
see
like
the video where
I was
Shiraz,
just gonna talk about that. That was fucking crazy. That was funny, but
the
oh,
one
I
the
was
one
like,
in New York where he's
that's
asking New
so
Yorkers,
petty. That's
"Hey,
so
do you know
petty.
who Berlanga is? He says he's the king of New York," and everybody's like, "I don't know you."
That's so petty. But we already know that Uncle Turkey is a little petty. He's kind of got some, I don't know what womanly ways. We're petty. Just saying.
Now, a lot of people question Shiraz's chin, right?
Yeah.
But based on what? Is it because he's Middle Eastern or something? Like is that stereotype? Like, what is it? Because that's what I
Because
keep hearing people say. Oh, those Middle Eastern guys, they don't have a
you
chin.
know
Like
why? You know why? Because
for the con.
one person says it on a podcast and then somebody else sees it and then somebody hears it and it just seems like that's what they need to say and then they know everything about boxing.
HLD is saying they just asked my guys and they edited it. They took out the guys that said, "Oh yeah, totally, I know who Berlanga is." Like
HOD, you might be onto something, my guy. Hey, we're agreeing for the second time ever.
I don't know, man. Like I know, I think only HLD and Sutter Kane know who Berlanga is in New York. That's it. Like I don't think anybody else knows who he is.
That's so funny.
Shout out to Sutter Kane. He's from New York. I don't know if he's actually in New York right now, but
So Sutter Kane, are you going to be at the fights then, Sutter Kane? HOD, you going to be at the fights? Who's all going to be at the fights in New York?
I don't know if HLD is going to the fights. HLD is only going if Amanda Serrano wins. So
Okay, got you.
that's it. He says I'm going to be crying when Tater gets flatlined, but he's been saying that for the last 3 fights.
Not happening.
He's been predicting like Amanda by knockout, devastating knockout for 3 fights. All right. Well, Sutter's not going to be in New York, so there you go.
Sutter, how could you turn down an invite like this? Like, what are you? Can you even call yourself a boxing head?
Ooh, but either way, but shout out to Sutter King. Got to bring him back on and talk some boxing and all that good stuff. I don't think it's been a while since we had Sutter King on. So, with that said, Christine, any final words? And tell everybody what do you got going on this week? Going live and all that good stuff that you know.
We land tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing so Wednesday obviously is Women Crushing on Wednesday. Will probably not be happening just because we have some things going on. But just please tune in to In the Room with Christine. Subscribe if you're not already, because I will definitely be going live. I will definitely be doing some things. So please subscribe. Hit what's the little bell, the little dingy bell?
The little bell
notification.
Yeah.
A notification, because I'm definitely going to be going live and doing some things. It's going to be an exciting week. And I don't know. I'm just going to peach myself and thank God for my life. So you can follow me on In the Ring with Christine. That's on everything, on all my social media, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything. Please subscribe.
In
the Ring with Christine.
In the Ring with Christine. You can ask Jiminy, what's the other one? ChatGPT, whatever. And
yeah.
Yeah. And look, once again, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is D Style, and for Christine, we're out of here.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Peace.